But we should be back now. Yeah, we should be back now. Alright. Hello and welcome back to some more Minecraft vs. Golden Age, episode 1111. 111, yeah. I'm just making sure everything's working on secondary device. Alright, is that working now? Alright. I should be live now. Yeah. Okay, it takes forever for secondary device to catch up, I tell you. And it's so annoying. Dismiss. I tell you, secondary devices, you know, sometimes a real pain. Alright. So, last episode, let's take a deep. We cleared out everything to the original basin, I accidentally forgot this, of our build here. Which is actually not looking too bad, to be honest. It's not looking too bad at all. A lot of that stone that you see in my backpack will be used up very soon. So, a lot of this area has been returned back to its original shoreline, which is actually quite nice. It does mean that I have to remove a lot of the, you know, areas here. But I was able to, you know, fit these all, you know, all of these animals easily back in the day. We actually used to have them here, in this exact spot here. It went like this here, and then it went like this here. Not as far back, but over here. That's because right here was my ginormous tree which had my Aether portal in front of it. Sadly, the Aether does not want to work with my series at all. Which is kind of, you know, a sucker punch, because I was really looking forward to using the Aether in my series, but you know, never happened. Never happened. But, nonetheless, you know, we are here today because of those problematic, you know, moments. Alright, we actually do have the original tree that I'm actually planning on regrowing that tree. Sadly, it does not have any bushes left. I don't think so. But I'm pretty sure this tree right here might be a descendant of it. I'm not sure. Not sure. It's been so long. Tinkle's Farm. Does not feel like that long ago, you know, that I started this farm. It will eventually go this animal farm. But I did want to work on this today, but I may actually put that on hold as we move on to doing a different thing. That being, we head over to Voxtown. I know, I was going to work on Voxtown again. But no, we're not specifically working on Voxtown today. We're working on something next to Voxtown. I went a little bit too far. Okay, we're at Voxtown now. So, originally, I was going to work on Voxtown this episode, but, you know, we're scrapping that today. We have gotten a lot of the build projects done around here, which do need some, you know, touch-ups. This does not look the best, so if you have any ideas on how to improve this, let me know down below. I will probably be adding some bushes to the front to kind of add it, you know, a bit more life. But what we are working on today is specifically one of the largest construction projects of my world, that being the Abbey. I could call it Grand Abbey now, because it's very large. Very, very large. But that is what we are working on today. And hopefully it will not go too bad. I need to empty out my inventory, so I'll head over to the chests that are over this way. And then we'll come back and probably do the glass for the windows very soon. As that is a problematic... well, not problematic. I keep going with problematic when I'm trying to speak. That is, you know, something that is necessary to do very soon. Let's see. I wonder where my logs of, you know, oak went. It's just in that chest. Alright. So, let us actually start grabbing stone out of here. And we just go like that. There we go. Sort all of that out. Don't know why I have apples in here. Need to sort that out. Alright. So, the front of this abbey has been needing constructed a long time. But first we need to complete the towers of the abbey, that being these towers over here, which are exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 blocks tall. You probably wonder why I was counting out there. It's because I need to copy over to the other side, but you know, make it seem, you know, more cool, but you know. Alright, so we're currently at 1, well, I counted this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. Alright, so what we're trying to do here is just get to that bit right there and... Ow! Not drop like that. Basically thing trying to... Oh, I landed on the other side. Not the side that I wanted to. Does not really matter. What matters is that I am going to go and quickly fill all of this in. I don't think I need to keep the tower, you know, bits like that now. Alright. The problem is I've not done this in quite a long time. And the thing is I was able to copy it over fast before. But this does not look like it's going to, you know, be very fast. And also, this entrance here is probably going to be very difficult to even do. And that's specifically for... You know what, I'll keep that. I'll keep that to now. Because this entrance is going to be a lot more different from what is actually planned out. And I should really grab some of my polished andesite so I can start to plan this out with yous here. So, this entrance is about... Let me count this all out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19... 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And if I head over this way, luckily I'm doing this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's one block difference in the middle, and we'll take about... So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Not too bad that, not too bad at all. And now, with that planned out, so I probably have to make this quite wide. So this would be the main building bit here for the entrance. The thing is, this is going to be a massive entrance, if I'm being honest. Massive. Compared to our previous build project, this is going to look a lot more different. There we go. Not too bad at all. Alright. Let me fix my posture there. So, we are looking at 1, 2, so that's 6, right? Yeah. Then we have the end. Oh, I've fallen in water. You know, that doesn't happen all the time, but you know, it happens quite a lot now. Alright. And I think we'll just start to bring that forward. About there. Yeah. So this better be a little bit further down, and that is because this is going to be a kind of little step system that I'm planning here. And I am out of thingy, so I'll grab the other stack that I had on me. This is going to be kind of a little step system that will allow us to just, you know, make a little step upwards, and you just died. Not my fault. Alright. So, let me light up the entrance a little bit, so that we can see what's going on here. So, this build is now another... That's 7. So 7, 6, and this is 41 or 42 blocks wide. I'm pretty sure it's 41. It's a little bit off, but that's probably on purpose, to be honest, when I was planning it out. As we did, you know, do all of these windows over here, and I specifically lined it up with the first block that it starts to curve with. And let us see. Alright. I probably have to make this a little bit wider now that I'm thinking about it. The problem with this is that it's going to have to be very chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm lining it up with these top window bits here. And that's not too bad. The thing is, I've not done this in such a long time that this is probably going to look a little bit odd. I fell into the same water again. How many times, horse, huh? I thought about killing that thing there, but not worth the time. What we're working with here is I want to do kind of something a Gothic style would have, and that is to bring these big arches that come down the side of it, and that's something I want to do. So I want to kind of bring it back to around here, and then we'll have it go up. So I'll just make a little tiny, you know, sculpture one to kind of get used to the idea. And then we're going to have big columns built as well. Alright. There we go. And we'll probably have 2 of these, to be honest. There we go. We'll have 2 of those. Oops, that is a big problem there. Forgot how fast you could actually brake and sight sometimes. There we go. And that would kind of... He scared the life out of me. I thought the creeper had wandered over. That'd be kind of like the idea. So from the tower by 1 block upwards. Okay, so 1 block from the tower. Alright, let's head over to the tower, which is kind of just, you know, hovering now. We'll have to fix that soon, right? Alright, so let us go and... So 1 block from this would probably be here, if I'm correct. And it would go there, and then I just break all of the top bits out. There we go. And then I do the same thing over here. Yeah, that is right. I thought I'd made a mistake there. And I just ran out of polished andesite. And not too bad. Wait 1 second. There we go. Sorry, I just had to swipe something away there. One of those pesky bots. Oh, poop, I've just fallen. Poop! Get out of my face. There we go. Just get me up here. That's a skeleton head. I saw that was a block for a little while. And I was trying to figure out, like, why did I leave that block down there? Alright. That is not right. It should be the opposite. Ah, yes. I see what I've done. I see the mistake that I've done. So let me head down here, grab these, and then I'll do it again. I thought I would be complete there, but that is not going to be the case. We're kind of going with a gothic kind of style bit here. There's a very dark llama. It's just in the shade. Which is caused by this entire place, but yeah, not my fault, Dad, not my fault. They're just here for the construction that should have been done hundreds of episodes ago. But sometimes I like to take a break from builds and come back to them later. And then I forget, like, oh, what was I going to do here? Alright, that is not too bad. That is not too bad at all. So now that we have that complete, I guess I should just start doing outside. Or what? Alright, let me put some of this back. Let me go to the wood backpack. I have a bunch of these oak slabs that I could use, but I think I'm going to use some of these. Oops. And use these on the floor in here. Do I use this instead? I can't remember what block I was going to use for the flooring. So if I use this and then I'm not going to use it, then it feels kind of a bit, you know, annoying. Let's see. I could do dark wood. Crafting them mines, I see. Also, I could not see your message there for a second. I do apologize, Magic Pants. For some reason it was not popping up until I clicked the more messages button. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe and remembering to stay hydrated. Let's see. This flooring option is very difficult to pick. I could go with birch, it would look nice. Or I could go with dark oak. Should I go for a dark oak kind of interior? That would look a lot nicer, wouldn't it? I think that would look a little bit nicer. Just with the style that we have here going. Let's actually see how that would actually look. I think definitely we will probably make a column at the sides. That's the main idea. This will be where a column goes. The thing is, it will look a little bit weird because it is 3 blocks. But that does not really matter, to be honest. Does not really matter. Alright, grab some more dark oak planks. Can't remember where I got all these dark oak planks from. I do remember that I needed to work on, you know, another place that required dark oak planks, that being my library back home that I should really just, you know, scrap and do, you know, full-on ginormous library instead. Would look a lot more epic, to be honest. Oops, there we go. Not too bad at all. Yeah, not too bad. I really like that. Or I could do columns out the front. I do see like that being not too bad actually. I think I did actually plan out what I was going to do for a lot of this that you see here now. But I will say I've totally forgotten a lot of it, but I do not think it's not too bad what we have going here now anyway. A lot of this will just be covered up by a big column. So this is the entrance to this place. This is going to be... So the creeper might see me, but no, I think the creeper despawned. Alright, this is going to be the entrance. There'll be a column here, there'll be a column there. This will be the full-on entrance. We'll have a step upwards here. I can just shove some temporary steps in there now. I will probably use andesite throughout a lot of the building that you see in here later on, because I do want to make it look more worn than polished marble. So that is my idea. And I don't think it would be too bad, to be honest. Alright, that'll be the entrance area right there. And we'll just get started on... I don't know if I'll need these side room bits here. We're kind of just lining up with the ceiling, so... A lot of this will probably be kept outside and made the, you know, entrance smaller. I think that's to be the idea. Oh, thank you for the emotes. Magic Pants. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe still. I'm also trying out a new mouse while I'm doing this. This is my, I have a hydronomic mouse. That is a sideways mouse. That helps the wrist, to be honest. It's a little bit, you know, weird. But it's kind of like the same thing as, you know, a keyboard. You know, when you have to get used to it. It's kind of like that. But also this, you know, feels a lot better on the wrist. So my wrist is still kind of going downwards, you know. It's a very hard thing to describe, I would say. Very hard thing to describe. Alrighty, right. So, entrance time. Let's see, what time are we at anyway? We're at 23 minutes. We still have another 10 minutes before we have to end off for today's episode. And I might go on to a different game. Alright, 2, 3. And then around there. Alright, that's not looking too bad. That is our one more block. This will be filled up glass later on. Alright. I guess I could just do the same thing that I did over here. Over there. It's kind of just basically the same thing. And just go like that. This is where a lot of the stone will be spent on this build project. Is stuff like this. And I do plan on something very important for this. I just fell into the same pool of water for the 4th time that episode, or this episode. And that is, I want to build a bell tower on the far end. That is something that I've always wanted to do for this build project, as a bell tower. And then we can start to focus on outwards areas. So a lot of this area that you see here will have to be, what do you call it, reorganized. And we do have the mine over here that still needs to be worked on. So we will probably work on the mine. I am looking at, you know, ideas for the mine very soon. with Motherberry, as I plan to base it off some historical mines in Scotland. Let's see. There we go. And that's what I'm planning to do with the mine, is kind of just base it off some real life mines there. Not a bad idea, to be honest. Not a bad idea. Alright. And just do that, go like that, go like that, and just go all the way down. Not too bad, to be honest. I really do like this entrance. It will look a little bit wonky on the outside, but if I wanted to, I could make these rectangles. A little bit odd for an abbey or a church to have, but you know, still, I feel like it'd be not too bad. Alright, so this is kind of the roof section that we have here. Not the very tip top, because we actually have to match it with that up there. So this is just a temporary roof start. Then I fall here. I need to eat. I'm low on hunger. And I'm low on health. Tell you, I always forget my hunger bar while I'm doing stuff like this. Alright. So, with that almost done, I could do something unique for this. I could bring this up by one block, and I'll have it shift inwards by 1 or 2 blocks, and then bring it all the way up to where that other section is. I don't know what we'll be doing for areas like out front of the abbey just yet. So if any of you want to suggest anything, maybe we do like a little tiny maze or a garden or something like that. We'll probably go with one of those ideas. Even drawing out your ideas, you know, that'd be even better. I normally like to draw out my ideas for build projects like these. So, what are we looking at here? I forgot to do this other tower here, so let me just slowly just assemble this entire tower that was supposed to be built a second ago. Also, are we at 30 minutes? We're almost at 30 minutes for this episode. Alright. So we might move on to, what do you call it, doing some Tomb Raider in a little bit. Let's see. And I need to try and finish that off before the new year happens. And then I can also start my Wolfenstein series. Which will be a fun time, I tell you. Will be a fun time, that. It's Wolfenstein, I think the new Colossus. The best one, to be honest. Before it went downhill. Let's see. Is that the right height? I think that's the right height. This one does not have a ladder, because I've not used it that often. Alright. So, if I did this, I'll probably put in a very fancy window here. That's definitely something I'm going to have to do. Just put in a very fancy window there. Oh. I need to do double here. You can tell that I'm not used to my mouse yet. Oh, I can fill that in. And then I could just go upwards like this. I went a little bit too high. I went a little bit too low. Here we go. Perfect, perfect. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Alright, so we go like this. I think it's also kind of taken inspiration from my previous church that I built, that being all the way in Mashalden, that I don't actually think is still there. Is the church still there? No, no, the church is no longer there. I took down the church, that's what I did. I was like thinking to myself, like, did I take down that church or not? Because it would have still been on the eyesight area for Mass Halden. Before I realised, it probably was taken down. It's been taken down for a long time now. Alright. I should probably go like this and just fall. And just tower back up. We won't have legs by the time we're done with this build project. It's just, taking that much of a thingy on them. Alright. So, this roof here, I will do something like that. Getting a little front bit. And then the rest of this will go upwards. Let us go along this entire bit here. And I do not have any stone on me. I think we're over the time for this episode, but I'm a little bit, wanting to continue, so that's what I'll do. I'll continue it a little bit longer than usual, just because I want to finish off some of this. Also, I will say, if you're on the YouTube side, you know what, I don't even need to say it on the YouTube side, it'll already be done by the time that I say it. But I was scheduling videos, this is on, today is the 26th of December, and I was scheduling videos for Jungle Paradise, which will already be out by the time of this episode being out, because I scheduled them all for the 26th at different times. Being I normally go for 5:30 PM, I go 12:30, 5:30, 7:30, and I started taking 7:30 because of my Far Cry 4 series, which had many episodes, so I had to shove more into a single day. And that's exactly what I did. Let's see. I could really go playing some more Far Cry 4. Alright. We got a lot of work over this side still to do. And I just ran out of thingy. I think I do have creative liberties when it comes to what I do with the front of this. Because a lot of this area at the front for these towers, I don't think I really did too much for the other side. So I could just create what I want for these sides. I did think about making little towers so that they peek over more. I don't think I did finish. Did I finish off the towers? I don't think I ever did finish off the towers, if I'm being honest. I guess I should do little pointy bits then. Let me eat some of this so I don't accidentally fall off the roof again. Yeah, I did this, which is very odd, which I think I can recreate. It's just gonna take me a little time to analyze it to then, put it back over. But it should not take me too long to do that for this tower, and then the entrance over here, which is not fully done because I almost fell there. Just place that there so I can easily get back up. Because this needs to go up to here. That is our, top bit here. Which I could just go like this across. There we go. And just go all the way along. It's not the worst idea, to be honest. We've also done a lot of work compared to, the stagnant work that we've done before. Plus, we still need to fit the bell tower in. That's why we have this, lot of snow coming down here. is because of that one bit there, and then I have to take out that pole that goes along there. And also get rid of the crafting tables that are just scattered around. Horse. That horse just, you know, spawned in, I'm pretty sure. Alright. So, yeah, that's not looking too bad, to be honest. That is not looking too bad at all. Let's actually get a screenshot of the front of it. I fell on the wrong bit there. The stupid, you know, thing that I placed to jump on top of basically almost got me killed. I was supposed to fall onto the stairs there. Close call. Close call. You know what, I'll clip that close call. There we go. Alright. Now, let us take a little step back and not fall into the water this time. But that is our construction that we are currently doing here. It's actually not too bad, to be honest. Not too bad at all. We're also on day... I think we should be on day 3000 by now. If you're probably wondering why the number is 3000 instead of 2541, that's because my time got mucked up due to a world tour that I was doing. It kind of just, you know, broke the time eventually, which kind of sucked. I think I did it at one point, and then I had to fix it, and then I fixed it, and then we also had a similar issue. Can't remember it. It's been that long, to be honest. And there is an enemy to fight for the end of today's episode. There we go. I'll take that XP. And we'll end off episode at the original area that this church used to be, or abbey. It's a large change from before, to be honest. So, hopefully you did enjoy this. My brain started farting there. You know what? We'll read out for this episode, I tell you, because I do not do that often, and I do need to set up some stuff before the next stream. I accidentally opened up my, you know, YouTube instead. I accidentally opened up... my ears! My ears! Oh, that's a great person. That's a great person that we should raid. Alright, I'm gonna send you over to a... I think they're a dwarf. I'm pretty sure they are a dwarf. But they're a very nice dwarf. Alright, I'll send you over there. So, hopefully you did enjoy this. Have a nice day, stay safe, observe, maybe some sneaks of item, very important. And bye bye, see you thanks, bye bye, see you, bye bye. Wait for it. And send you the